Okay. All right, let's change that. And then I should be able to go on this analytics. And that's what it should tell me on that screen how many people are on there. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's see where we left off here. I've got the screws that these came off of somewhere. I don't really know where the heck they are, but they're somewhere. All right, let's look at the platoon leaders half track and see what we have left to do on it. Put on the super readers. All right, when we stopped, we were painting this little baggage here. Colors, so let's get our, what was the color that we were using? It's this gray or something like that. Let's get this out of the area. I really don't know how durable this is going to be as far as these things that I've super glued on here for baggage, but we'll just have to be careful with them. You know, it could just be glued back on if something goes sideways on them. I don't know why that gray is not here. What, the one color I've decided to put away? That's odd. Here's Luftwaffe blue. Luftwaffe. And German gray. Oh. I don't know where the heck it went to. All right, let's put. Welcome, folks. Say hello to prove this isn't pre-recorded. Does that count? Why would I say something is live and then it's pre-recorded? Have you been watching a bunch of misleading things? All right. So, I don't know where the hell that color went to. Well, we'll just pull it out again, or one similar to it. It was like medium gray or something like that. Gray green, actually. I think that's what it was. Gray green. It's not really that critical. Is it this one? It's in the wrong damn place. No, that's the stone color. Stone, man. Huh. Well, I said hello to prove it isn't recording. Respond back to prove yours isn't pre-recorded. Oh, man. Is there that much obfuscation and lies on the internet? Yes. I don't know what you would gain by, sending something through pre-recorded already. I do this live to keep myself on track. All right. Let's see if we can find about where we were, more or less, when we stopped. Let's get a little bit of water here, which we've just changed. So it should be relatively clean. I threw out the bath water. I threw the baby out with it. How long did this take you? This is awesome. A long time. I honestly don't know. Well, I've got a lot of them. We got a lot of we got a lot of them back here. We got a lot of them back here in the case. I don't know if I'm painting figures. I think it takes about 3 or 4 hours a figure. With the vehicles, it's kind of hard to say. I'd say I don't know, maybe 10 hours, 8 hours of a vehicle. It's kind of hard to say, and that's just painting them. It's not a race, so and I don't have to have these done by a certain time. So it's kind of a pleasant experience. I'm glad you like it, man. Stop by anytime. I'm trying to be on here every day to stay on track, have a chit chat. You want to know how something's done? Can't figure out how to paint something? You know, we're here to help. We're here to help and keep each other company. Let's remove this. We got the interior of this thing painted. This is actually a die cast. Well, this part, the hull is die cast. It's got a lot of plastic parts on it. It's kind of like a real car, you know? The chassis is metal and everything else is plastic on it. Gonna sub, yeah. That's the best thing you can do, man. We got to get to the Magic 2000. We're almost there. You've been live all day? No, this is the third session. You just caught it, man. You must be subscribed and got a notification that I was on. Good job, man. No chancla for you tonight. I have a friend of mine who I know in real life. Like I know them physically, really. He's a war gamer that I know, and I told him one time. I said, "Man, you should subscribe to my channel." He's like, "Yeah, well, I'm kind of on a fixed income, so I can't really afford that right now." I'm like, "Look, muttonhead, it doesn't cost anything." La chancla is at work. I'm on call this week. You got to be like, remember when somebody threw a chancla at W? I don't know if it was a chancla or a full shoe. I guess that's like a big insult in the Middle East. You know, get hit by a shoe. I throw a shoe at you and then hit him. No, we've had a really good painting weekend, man. I appreciate you guys. And seriously, I can do this without you. I won't be able to get as far without you guys. So it's always appreciated. I don't care if we go into, hey, show me this, show me the other thing. You know, it doesn't keeps me engaged. Because on one hand, like if I wasn't filming and getting pulled in different directions, I might actually get more painting done. But the reality is, if I don't get pulled in different directions, I'm not engaged, and I just get bored and just stop painting. So I'd rather have the interruptions than not. Not the interruptions, the sidetracks. But this color we were painting in the last one, I don't know where the hell I put the paint bottle. So we're just grabbing a different one. This is just whatever color I feel like painting that might be might have been a German tarp in this color or something. I don't know. This thing's about done-ish. I think that's enough weathering for that. I don't know that I love the numbers. I would have liked to use decals, but I like the freedom of being able to do whatever I want and not realize, oh, I don't have a decal for it. Well, let me spend 3 hours looking for it. Who gives me a deal, like selling it and stuff like that? You're in the sixth. You're in the what grade? You're in the sixth grade. That's when I started getting into World War II, in the sixth grade. Of course, the sixth grade for me was 1982. Yeah, Bush had a shoe thrown at him. Good thing he dodged it. La chancla is usually her bedroom slippers. One time it was accidentally my work boots. Yikes. Sold your air gun for doing miniatures, just not me. Dry brushing and washes work better for me. You know, I've said this before. I airbrush, but I only because I got rid of the rattle cans. I'm with you, and I'm with you, Justin. And people probably think that, oh, how can you not be good at an airbrush? Because it's something totally different. I know this backwards and forwards, but the airbrush, sometimes you know the theory, and there's atmospheric issues that don't work. Now, I believe this little rust can here, this has something to do with a muffler. So I believe this thing is completely rust painted. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get our Agent Orange. Let's get our light brown, which is light brown, or there's like a something orange or whatever. We're going to mix that in with black. That makes a really nice rusty color. Yeah, I'm never going to be ever going to be as good as um, at airbrushing as I am at hand painting. Hand painting is just too well. With hand painting, you don't have to worry about splash and stuff. You know. So if I just use the airbrush for priming and clear coat at the end, that's good. You know, I've managed to be able to do some other things with it. Not super well, better than some people, but I think I get better at it every time I use it, but it is a slow climb. It is a slow climb. And I feel like many of the people that give airbrush advice, maybe they're tired of giving the same advice and nobody listening to them, but they seem to have a little bit of an attitude. Like, hey man, I'm having this issue. Can you tell me what I'm doing? You just need to practice whatever, man. You can't expect it, whatever. They just like have like this freaking attitude. Like, why have an attitude? I don't have an attitude when people are like, hey, how do you paint those letters so, smooth? It's freaking easy, man. Take it one thing at a time. Here, let's do it together. Not like, you're bothering me. Well, don't sign into a Facebook group that's about helping people with airbrush issues if you got an attitude. Get off my lawn. Get off the Facebook page then, man. Not everybody, many people. And other guys will like ask for advice. Which airbrush should I get? No, they won't ask which airbrush they should get. They go and buy one. How'd I do? I said, you did terrible. You pissed your money away. You should have like contacted us. And there's some airbrushes, if you get, you're just asking for problems. You're just asking for problems. It's just going to, you just signed up for a world of hurt. Everything's going to be a fight. You're going to fight with it to take it apart. You're going to fight with it to clean it. You're going to fight with it to put it back together. You're going to fight with it because you didn't clean it correctly. There's enough problems using a quality airbrush. I think this guy's about done. I think this guy's about done. comes up in the video or not. Don't even like rattle can. Rattle cans smell terrible. They're absolutely like uber toxic. All right, let's do this other one. Now, I got two different things. I want them in two different colors. What would be the male equivalent of the chancla? Backhand? Oh, man. This. Let's do something that has a little... Is this it? You son of a bitch. Here you are. Gray-green. Toot toot, motherfucker. Here it is. Oh, well. What do we got here? Camouflage olive green. All right, we'll paint this one up here and that one. You made some La Sabot. You made some ghost pepper wings, and I'm officially the CEO of Ass Blasters Incorporated. The girls like watching that. What's that show? Hot Ones? The problem with a lot of those things is they taste terrible. You know? They taste terrible. Like I think I can handle any hot food. As long as it tastes good. You know? I'm actually okay with, but some of those hot sauces are too vinegary. And I don't like the vinegar bite. You made your own? Yeah, the problem with that stuff is you got to be careful. Even if you're used to eating it, I went and I had something, and I'm like, oh, this isn't that hot. And then I rubbed somewhere near my eye, and I'm like, holy smokes, that was a mistake. Or like your face, because I guess eating hot food can be, it could be, you get used to it after a while, but you're not used to like putting like freaking hot sauce on your face, dry rub. That sounds good, man. I don't like things that are like wings, like Mexican food, okay? Mexican style food. I don't like enchiladas, boy, because they're too wet. You have to like too much care of like, you know, getting it on you and stuff like that. I don't really like enchiladas. Of course, I'm about done with Mexican food. I went to Mexico and it was really difficult to. I went to a part of Mexico where they eat extraordinarily weird things, and I really kind of had to like tiptoe around the menu to make sure I was going to eat something that I was willing to put in my mouth. Because there's just some things I'm just not going to eat, you know, like fucking bugs. I thought, there's no way that. Yep, yep. I guess they're just trying to be contrarians down there. I said we need to do the freaking show up again with my ancestors and whoop their ass again eating bugs, man. No way. Man, there's too many vegetables I like to be eating bugs. It's going to be like Hiroshima, straight out your bunghole. Sounds like you got too much acid. So people from the UK, I've heard for years, say their Mexican food equivalent is curry. And I freaking love curry. Now, if I go to one of those restaurants, I don't know what the hell I'm ordering. We went to one, and I like Indian food, but I went to one. I thought it wasn't, and the menu was in English, supposedly. I didn't know what the hell I was ordering. Like, show me pictures. Like, I work with pictures. Like, I like that, you know. My daughter is in Spain, and I was talking to her for a good bit of time yesterday on the video call through WhatsApp, which actually works really well. And and she says she misses spicy food a lot because there's no spices over there. There's not, well, there's spices over there, but they're not, like hot spices. She's having trouble getting them. I guess, I guess we eat spicy food relatively frequently. For her to say that, not necessarily Mexican food. Sometimes it's Asian varieties of. Yeah, you don't want to eat, bland food, man. All right, let's start adding a little bit of white on here. I'll make sure I don't touch something that's wet. Create more work for myself. This takes long enough to do. I don't need to take any. I don't need to make any steps that are going to be elongate the process any longer. It needs to be. I love this. You're telling your friends to go sub. I guess I should do one of those videos. And you guys that watch live stuff, you guys, I don't know how you got on here. I mean, that's fine. That's good. That's why we're doing this vertically. Because it's getting sent out as shorts, I guess, or recommended. But it's kind of weird just having this small field of view. But I guess if you're watching on your phone, it's really annoying to have a wide view or something. I mean, I watch a lot of stuff on my phone too, but I also like putting the phone horizontally. I'm not used to watching things in vertical. All right, now we already painted the machine guns in black, so we can go ahead and do the gunmetal on them. All right, we got this tarp back here in the corner. I guess I'll grab that gray green I didn't have before. Why do you put it away? No, here it is. I'm telling my friends on you. What? It's damn near the same color as this other one that I used. Oh, it's such a big deal. I have all these colors just because they were available. Not that I need this many, very many. And all I did was I took monies that I had gotten from selling other things that I don't need any, that I wasn't using anymore, and just threw them into the paints. That's the only reason I got 100 different Vallejo colors. It's not needed, especially since I'm only using probably 40 of them regular. I mean, I used some pink for doing the lapels on the Panzer troops. I don't think I'd ever used that pink before. So it's totally not necessary to have this wall of colors. Now, I also don't agree you should just, hey, I'll get red, yellow, and blue, and we'll make all the colors. Okay, have fun with that, pal. I'm going to take this color. It's a little bit different, and we're going to paint the tie downs in it. All right, let's do the. How many have I gotten today? What you mean? Subs? I don't know, maybe 3. Now it's weird. Sometimes you'll get a whole bunch, and sometimes you don't get any. Or how many of these vehicles done? Not that much. They're taking adding all these little extra stuff is really slowing my process down. But it's okay. We don't have to get them done by a certain time. You were watching a tutorial on using Blender, and a notification popped up we were live. Oh, I didn't know you were a 3D printer. Do you like it? Are you still like a noob? Um, I would be really frustrated by that. I'd rather airbrush. I'd rather give up hand painting and only airbrush than use 3D printing stuff. I could just see that being like extremely frustrating. You're learning. Yeah, they're really inexpensive. I think it would be. I would imagine that a lot of them were like really confusing instructions to get it going. It's almost kind of like as instructions, or maybe the manual's written in another language. We know what language it would be, and all the words, all the letters, all the words would be there, but they're all like a jumbled in order. If you must take care, um, start before, don't rush problem. It's like all the things are there, all the words are there, but they're just on the jumbled order. What's that? Word salad. That's the new thing is a word salad. It's about like setting up a VCR. I would imagine it's a lot like setting up CAD. I would think, which is the hardest thing about CAD, at least way back when I did it, was getting setting your how big your paper is, and once you pick a scale, everything's in scale with each other. That's easy, but it's just getting everything lined up. And then I'm sure there's other variables. You could, all those 3D printers are going to go to hell at one point. At some point, they're going to stop working. It's just a matter of how many prints you're going to get out of it. You still have a VCR from the 90s. Be kind, rewind. Do you ever watch it? Try watching one of those old programs. Like, man, I can't believe we looked at something like that in it. And we thought the picture looked clear. I just said that today. We were watching something and we were watching something relatively, we're flipping through channels and looking at something from like 1991, which wasn't that long ago. But man, it looked like ass. CAD wasn't too bad. No, I was okay with CAD as long as somebody else set up the paper. We used a digitizer, so that was like a big mouse pad that had boxes to go to. When Blockbuster was going out of business, I bought a bunch of Blockbuster VCR covers. Someone set up a PS5 to an old TV. Did it work? I was just talking about my parents were one of the first people well, they're the first people I knew that had a Betamax. And I actually liked Beta better than VHS. It was more compact. It looked like it was made better, but it didn't hold as much. It didn't hold as much movies. But and Sony is famous for like, oh, everybody's doing it this way. Oh, we're going to do it our own way, so it's not compatible. Yeah, but you know what really sucked about those times? It was a pain in the butt if you had to wait for something. They tried Fortnite and it looked so cool, almost like a PS2. The only thing Sony did right was the Walkman. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree with you. They were. I mean, I had one. I guess other people had one as well, but I didn't dare buy it. Anybody else's. I felt like the Discman didn't work worth a shit. Um, I don't think I had one. I don't think I had a Discman. I probably had three Walkmans. Yeah, those were really popular at the time period when music was popular for me. Now I wouldn't care less. But back then, if you had to wait for something, like if you had a doctor's appointment, like you had to like rely on being entertained by whatever magazines were in that doctor's office. Like that's like, huh? I went to go on yesterday. I went to go take the car in for service, and I was bummed that they took not enough time. I was like in the middle of like looking for something for the hobby, and it's like, okay, your car's ready. I'm like, come on, man, I just sat down. It's like I don't mind waiting as long as I got a cell phone signal. I always got something to look for. Still have your cassette Walkman. I think I went through three of them. I still have some cassettes. I still have CDs that I haven't listened to in 20 years. 20 years? Yeah, some of them I haven't listened in 20 years. So I have a CD player in my first car and the Xterra. I had the Xterra from like 2008 to 2012. It was a used one. And it's the only used car I've ever bought. Didn't have really good luck with it. It wasn't horrible, but I didn't have good luck with it. Um, and since that, in 2012, we had a Camry. And I don't think I used the CD player in it once. And then we released that one, and then got another Camry. Didn't use a CD player in that one. Then we got a third one. Didn't use a CD player in that one. Then I got the car I have now, and I haven't used the CD player. So I probably will never use a CD player again. Growing up in the 90s has the advantage of joining analog tech before everything went digital. My grandma got her foot ran over by the only car in that county and somehow got her foot run over. Does she have a really big foot? um, I had a grandmother that um, she was getting out of her car. I mean, she was probably in her 80s at the time. And she, and I, my daughter does this all the time when you close the door. And, it's not me. So I'm concerned about it, especially after I saw it happen to my grandmother. And she caught her own hand in the door jamb. And it sounds horrible, like it split your hand in two, but yeah, you know, that's one of those things where people say, oh, I got run over by a car. To me, it's this is your body, and then this is the car, and it goes dum over you completely. But getting run over has different levels. Um, just being stupid or trying to multitask and it doesn't work out. We all do stupid shit. Not wanting to. The only way your grandmother's doing stupid shit on purpose is, if her name's Johnny Knoxville. Oh man, your grandma's who? Oh man, yeah, my grandmother got caught. Her hand got caught in the drawer jam. Yeah, she didn't like that too much. What I use for antennas on tanks, something that's way too expensive. So way back when in the '90s, we used to use sprue. You'd take a candle, hold the sprue over it, stretch it, bam, done, free, right? It doesn't work anymore. Or I'm really bad at it. Or, I mean, it takes 20 tries to get one thing to stretch. I think the plastic is just different these days. So I use piano wire. And unfortunately, the one that's available in the store is too thick. So I have to special order the piano wire. This is the size that's too thick, and I don't know what size this one is. But the one that works is I think 0015. Um, I got a sliver of it here somewhere. Well, I got one on a tank. It's the right thickness. And then you don't have to, do anything with it. You definitely have to file it, or the jagged edge of this will go right through your finger. I've done some stupids that I'm too embarrassed to say on here. Somewhere alcohol involved. I can't say that I've done anything stupid with alcohol. Nothing that stands out like nothing that I can remember. That's because you're blacked out, man. There were shrooms involved, and you became a druid. What's your druid name? Mushrooms make me see things because it's freaking poison. Yeah, I've never done any of that shit. They make it sound so unappealing to me. I don't have a problem with mushrooms. You're talking to the trees. Were they talking back? Oh well. Hey, it's probably a learning experience, right? You're probably not going to do that again. They were talking back. Oh man. Yeah, sometimes things like that, you just got to be lucky that, hey, I'm glad I experienced it and I didn't get hurt in the process. You know, they told me to stop being so short. How short are you? You're not like Time Bandit short, are you? That's why you got the Latina. That's why you got the Latina wife, the Latina girlfriend. She doesn't think you're short. 5'5". That's pretty short. That's all right, man. You're all right for a short guy. Okay, there's obviously something missing on this half track that's bugging the hell out of me. It should have a little slot here for these guys to see through. So I'm gonna have to paint one on these two. Cinco cinco. You're a dwarf, Harley. You're only a dwarf if you're 5'5" and your head is 3 feet of it. I'm bald and I got the beard and everything. Well, that's why the Latina likes you, because you can grow a beard. Damn, you're 6'2". I like to tell tall people that I'm taller than them. Like, how tall are you? 6'2". Oh, well, I'm like 5'11". Well, how can you be taller than me? Because my dad was 5'4". How much taller are you than your dad? I said, I did pretty good. I did all right. It's all those hormones that put in all the shit that we ate. It's going to draw a little dash line right there. You're 4'9". Yeah, but you still got growing to do, dude. Happened to my dad on Halloween one year. There was a scary tractor ride, and people would jump out of stalls. And my dad got his foot ran over, and the tractor stopped for 1 p.m. And there's a whole lot. I don't know where you're from, but man, people are getting their feet ran over. Members of your family wear big shoes like Ronald McDonald. I mean, it seems to be a problem. We gotta know him here, man. The kid's 13 or something. Like he's still got growing to do. We have this friends of ours, this kid that just a couple of years younger than my daughter, and he was a tiny little shrimp dude. I mean, like really like this big around, short, and all of a sudden he shot up, and the next thing you know, he's like, I think he's like 4 inches taller than me. I'm like, son of a bitch. So you still got growing to do. Even when you're older like me, you still grow. The problem is we grow this way. Missouri, but the tractor ride was in Tennessee. Missouri. The middle of nowhere, or is it the middle of everywhere? Missouri gets a bit of snow, don't they? Okay. Whew. That's better. Oh my gosh. Whew. let's do that again. Let's do that again. That was a bit weird. All right, what do we got here? Missouri tractor ride. You're also 11. Yeah, you got a ways to go. 11. That's yeah. You got a long way to go. At least you didn't shoot yourself in the foot with a nail gun like I did. Read it again. Carpentry is hard. It is if you're, having a brewski. We had a guy at work that ended up shooting himself in his foot with his own rifle. I'm like, how does that happen? Like, people shouldn't have guns if that's how you're going to be, you know? I think pocket knives are more dangerous than firearms. I'm not shooting myself with a gun, but pocket knife, man, every time I put one of those things away, I think I'm going to slice two fingers off. I'm just not used to, I'm not a knife person. When you're sleep deprived, yeah, sleep deprivation's that's worse than being drunk. Got a million things on my mind. You tend to do stupid things, careless things. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, that's actually worse than being drunk because your just body just shuts down and there's nothing you can do about it. All right, now it's mostly done. All right, let's go back to this one over here. You just ordered an Onilab Vortex Shaker. Did you watch a preview for it? That's one of those things you strap one of these things in and shake the shit out of it. I wouldn't want to use one of those because half the time where I'm doing this hobby, the people I live with are usually asleep, and I don't want to wake them up with. I mean, they can be quiet, but I'm sure that they make a noise. Let's put it this way: the girls would be able to hear it. You know, if they made the sound of a fly farting from next door, they'd be able to hear it. So yeah, we don't need that. Okay, we have the tools that we need to paint on here. Do we still have some of that beige brown? Two videos. My friends and I used to act like we were drunk when we would drink chocolate milk. Now I feel bad. You're 11, man. That's when you should be smoking sticks. That's what we used to do, smoke sticks. Just light a stick on fire and, not really doing anything. But. And we'd come home from school and they had these big things. They probably have them in South Carolina too. Let me think of what they're called. I don't know what the hell they're called, but it's this. It's kind of like a palm, but it's not. Um, God, what am I thinking of? Anyways, it's got this really. It's this palm that cut like this thing that comes out of the ground with like these stalks, and the stalks have these little plumes on them, and you could rip those stalks out and just beat the shit out of people with them. Like a rapier. And sawgrass, I think actually what it's called, sawgrass. And yeah, because the grass that comes on, they're not very thick, but they are kind of jagged a little bit. Someone offered me a try a vape, and I said, "Hell no! Yeah, you're too young for that shit, man. You don't need to be doing that stuff, man. You're a kid. You got plenty of time to do that if you want later." Yeah, sawgrass. You know what you're talking about. You got those things um, in South Carolina, I'm sure. You ever been out there to visit? What's his name? Paco Jose. What's his name? The south of the border. The guy south of the south of the border dude. That was like a big thing back in the 60s, 70s. Now you go there, it's like a freaking has been. Pedro. Pedro's what his name is. Pedro. No, Tritarch. Tritarch's from South Carolina. Yeah, south of the border, sad side. Yeah, it's just, well, we have equivalent to that in Florida, and you don't see very many of them before. Is it used to be like this chain of gift shops that were like on every single exit in Florida, and they were called Stuckies, and they're come see us for our pecan log, and it's just like a tourist trap or people that don't know anything better trap. They have all these signs like miles before you'd get to one of them. Free orange juice. Come see the baby gators. Come, all this bullshit. And do you steam every day? So I'll watch you. Well, you need to get. You can come watch me every time. I try to paint every day. So yeah, yep, this is what we do, man. Keeps me from getting bored. I mean, I like doing this, but it can be, a bit tedious. The only way you do it be less tedious is paint quicker, and I'm not really interested in sacrificing quality. So I see other things I like, and they don't sacrifice quality. So why's my stuff got to look like crap if theirs doesn't? Yeah, just don't be like that. Just don't be like that kid that was on that first-person shooter many years ago, and he was just like on there. He wasn't even cussing or nothing. He was just saying, "My mittens, my mittens. I gotta find my mittens, my mittens, my mittens. I gotta." Just like, dude, man, like, give the guy a Valium or something. I don't know. You mean the dune grass? No. Let me see. Me you get the this having glasses on is a pain in the ass. That's what I get for living too long. What? Let's turn this off for a second. I'm gonna pull it up on my computer, and then I'll just show you what the computer looks like. I believe if you do a search for sawgrass, it's gonna come up. Sawgrass plant. Maybe we called it sawgrass and it wasn't that. Okay. All right. How about this? Here we go. We're going to use my Google foo. Plant that has stalks in Florida. Images. I mean, it looks like nothing else. Oh my gosh, I thought this was easy to find. Okay. Plant that has stalks in Florida. Kids beat each other over the head. Damn, what's it called? How about long stalks? No, it's not a cattail. In Florida with tuft at end. Getting closer. Still not there, but we're getting closer. Ah, I can't find it. That's soft. I have to find out what it's called. Grok. I heard somebody made a post about they grokked their name, and it said all kinds of stuff they were surprised what it came up with. So I did it, and like, oh, it's not. It didn't surprise me at all because it's all stuff that's on my YouTube channel, and like about my channel type of thing. Grok. Okay, let's use Grok. Grok. Try now. Okay. Plant in Florida with, it's actually a bush, more of it. It's a shrubbery, one that's not too expensive. Bush in Florida with stalks. Okay, but I want, like, show me pictures. Like, this doesn't do me any good not showing pictures. It says button bush. Let's see what the hell is a button bush. I've never heard that in my life. It's definitely not that. Man, what's that thing called? Anyways, you'd pull the stalks out. The stalks are almost like a telescoping antenna, but a little thicker. And it's like almost like a reed, and beat the shit out of each other. Also, a word from Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein. Look at chat above, okay? You said something about your channel. It may not have come up. You're about to go to bed, say the word bye when you go, okay? Firebush. No, doesn't have, the stalks are white. I don't know. Grok, no help. Okay, bye, you're going to bed. All right, man. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Everybody knows around here what they were. Always beat the shit out of each other. They were like stuck in there. You had to yank them out and fence with them. All right. Okay, that little line for this for the vision port made a huge difference. I know it sounds stupid, but it did make a big difference. All right, let's. Well, at least he's getting to bed at a decent time. Most kids now like stay up until freaking like midnight. The parents are doing, black tar heroin or something like that. Let the kid like just stay up till like, you gotta have discipline in your life. You can't just like do whatever the hell you want. You're gonna be a shitty employee if you are. Like those people that are like, hey, you don't come into work. Why? Because look, I got paid on Friday. I'm like, what about the next paycheck? They don't care. They got money. And 2 days later, they're out of money. They show up for work. Like, what are these people, man? What's going on here? All right, let's see if I remember what color I ended up using. Oh, I used olive brown for the seats for the canvas. I kind of liked how that turned out, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, 11 years old is when I traded freaking dinosaurs for World War II. That's when I got into World War II when I was 11. Yeah, I was pretty happy with this the color of this stuff. This is like that really dark. It's almost like a brown. Well, it's called olive brown. And it just reminds me of like a Huey, the color like a Huey's painted for Vietnam, or like a M48. It's just like that really, really dark, almost like a chocolate brown kind of thing. Any grass you're talking about, unless you're referring to birch strands. No, I'll have to look it up. Now I gotta find it. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm sure you've seen it. I bet they have it in South Carolina. South Carolina and Florida don't have that many things that are that different. A lot of similar stuff. I gotta find out what it is. I won't be able to get any sleep at night. We always called it sawgrass with the stalks, and obviously it was incorrect, you know. And we walked by one of those, and many people had them in their yards, like beside their driveway, you know, and they get pretty tall. I mean, they get easily 8 foot tall, maybe even taller than that. And the stalks, the stalk part, and the bushes are just they just come out and they're man, what the hell are those things called? Let's see. One more try here. X here. Okay. Is this them? Let's see. I think I found them. What the bloody hell is this thing called? Let's see. It almost looks like the tail of a the top of it looks like a tail. Pampas grass. Pampas grass. Let's see. Pampas grass. Pampasgrass. Pampas grass. Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. Let me show you. I'll move the camera over here. This. I'm gonna have to shift this so I can see what's being filmed. Oh, there we go. I don't want a 10% off coupon. We don't want any. This stuff right here. Okay, so usually those stalks you see in the middle, they're pretty rigid. And as they dry out, they get like a light tan color. And you just go up to them and pull them. Okay? And, you know, you get rid of the floofy part because, you know, we're not interested in French tickling somebody, right? And then the rest of it is just a stalk you beat the crap out of each other with, you know? Pampas grass. No. Pampas, that's like Argentina has the Pampas. A whole area called the Pampas. Yeah, I know you have that stuff. It's, you know, I mean, I don't want that on my property. It looks ugly. You know, but in the 80s, everybody had that stuff everywhere. They're commonly in the uppity neighborhoods. You uppity bitch. Yeah. We used to beat the shit out of each other with them. I mean, if you lost the duel, you got the shit beat out of you. Somebody's a blending. Pampas grass. Yeah, good point. Good point. All right, well, we need to weather this little guy. Your pompous ass grass. Yep. uppity neighborhood. I don't know. I grew up not in an uppity neighborhood. It wasn't, a trashy neighborhood, but get out of my uppity neighborhood, boy. So we'll pick this back up in the morning, because I don't think I'm not going to be able to finish this tonight. Nope, not this one. It's Iraqi sand. Golf. I have zero interest in playing golf. That's expensive. Just to find out somebody's not only gets to play for free, but they like win money playing golf. Like, no. I don't make enough money or pretend to make enough money to play golf. It's not my thing. My dad didn't do it. I mean, I have no positive examples of that. My idea of having fun at the golf course is to go to the 19th hole and just stay there. We had this neighborhood that we had to drive by. It was a golf course neighborhood that had like little condos and stuff like that. That over by the old house, I had to drive by it every day on the way to work and away from work. And I think it went upside down, and they never maintained the golf course. It hasn't been maintained in probably 7 or 8 years now. And man, I mean, if you don't, you could tell how much fertilizer and stuff goes in it, because as soon as they stop doing it, I mean, you can't even see that it's a golf course. I mean, it's like nature has just consumed anything that is. So just imagine, like, you're fine, you don't have a golf course, but you built you have an apartment, a condo that is on the golf course. That's going to depreciate the value of you got this wildlands that looks terrible. You can watch Robin Williams take on golf. I promise it'll send your sides into orbit. I'll do that. I might even do that tonight. I might even do that soon. Yeah, somebody was on. There was a post recently where somebody had said something about a Warhammer store. They were frustrated that the people that paint really well don't even have to buy their own miniatures. They get given to them for free. I said, good point. Now do golf. Same thing. The people that are really good at it, they don't ever have to pay for a round of golf. All right, this is where we're gonna stop for the night on this. I'm gonna go check out that Robin Williams video since it was recommended, and it better be funny. All right, folks. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you guys later on in the week. Bye-bye.